Today, we'll examine one of the most difficult questions in business ethics. When an employee discovers potential wrongdoing, where does their duty truly lie? The central tension is between whistleblowing, which may require speaking up to protect others or uphold integrity, and loyalty, which can create a strong obligation to support the organization and its colleagues. We'll explore how these competing responsibilities collide in modern workplaces, and why deciding what is right is rarely simple or consequence-free. Whistleblowing is the act of disclosing information about illegal, unethical, or harmful conduct within an organization. The person reporting may choose an internal route, such as go to management or compliance team, especially when they believe the issue can be addressed inside the organization. They may also report externally to regulators, the media, or law enforcement. The central idea is bringing serious misconduct to light, so it can be investigated and addressed rather than ignored. This slide presents a central ethical tension: the responsibility employees may feel toward society versus the responsibility they owe their employer. On one side, employees may have a moral obligation to prevent harm to customers, colleagues, or the public, even when doing so comes at a personal cost. On the other, employment depends on confidentiality, trust, and loyalty. The difficult question is how to honor both duties when they point in different directions. That tension is what makes ethical decisions in organizations so challenging. These cases show how internal warnings can expose problems with consequences far beyond a single organization. At Enron, Sharon Watkins warned executives about accounting fraud, helping reveal a massive corporate collapse. At Purdue Pharma, insiders raised concerns about misleading opioid marketing, while other silence allowed the public health crisis to continue affecting millions. Edward Snowden's disclosure of classified NSA surveillance data created a global debate about privacy and national security. The common thread is the power and responsibility of speaking up when serious wrongdoing is suspected. There are three compelling reasons to consider whistleblowing. First, preventing harm. When misconduct threatens public health, safety, or finances, exposing can prevent irreversible damage to innocent stakeholders. Second, whistleblowing can uphold the law. Employees who witness illegal activity may carry legal responsibility if they stay silent, especially in regulated fields such as finance and healthcare. Third, it reflects ethical integrity. From a candid perspective, people should act according to principles that could apply universally, rather than simply protecting organizational convenience. Together, these points frame whistleblowing as both a legal and moral responsibility. This slide presents a case for employer loyalty, beginning with trust as its foundation. Organizations depend on confidentiality, and even well-intentioned leaks can weaken competitive standing or harm client relationships. Loyalty also means pursuing internal resolution first. It does not require silence. Rather, employees should give the organization a meaningful opportunity to investigate and correct problems. Finally, information shared excellently may lack essential context. Partial disclosures can be misunderstood, creating reputational damage that is disproportionate to the underlying wrongdoing. The central idea is responsible escalation, not automatic silence or automatic exposure. Whistleblower law increasingly recognizes that exposing misconduct can serve the public interest, so it provides both protection and, in some cases, financial incentives. The Dodd-Frank Act allows eligible SEC whistleblowers to receive 10 to 30% of sanctions exceeding $1 million. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act protects employees of public companies from retaliation when they report securities fraud. And under the False Claims Act, employees may sue on the government's behalf when they uncover federal fraud. Together, these laws encourage reporting while reducing the personal and professional risks involved. Retaliation is the hidden reality of whistleblowing. 68% of whistleblowers report experiencing some form of workplace retaliation after making a disclosure. The consequences can be serious, including professional and financial instability. At the same time, the average SEC award in recent years has exceeded $6 million, showing potential value of reporting misconduct. But legal protections do not eliminate the risks. The slide indicates that 40% of corporate whistleblowers ultimately lose their jobs. These figures highlight the difficult balance between accountability and personal protection. This slide applies for ethical frameworks to whistleblowing. Canton Ethics focuses on duty. If everyone stayed silent about misconduct, organizations cannot function, so disclosure can become a universal moral imperative. Utilitarianism asks whether speaking out produces the greatest good, especially when it prevents widespread harm, even at personal cost. Virtue ethics emphasizes character, balancing courage and integrity with the prudence of exhausting internal channels first. Finally, social contract theory says loyalty to an employer has limits when the organization acts against society's fundamental interests. Together, these frameworks support disclosure when silence would enable serious harm. When facing a potential workplace concern, employees should follow a deliberate decision framework rather than act impulsively. First, verify the facts by confirming the available evidence and assessing the severity of the issue. Next, report internally through the appropriate channels, giving the organization an opportunity to respond. It's also important to consult counsel, especially when legal rights or protections may be involved. If the matter remains unresolved, consider whether external reporting is appropriate. This approach supports a decision that is both principled and protected. To close, there is no simple answer. Loyalty and disclosure both carry moral weight, and context matters. Still, evolving laws increasingly protect whistleblowers and prioritize accountability. Ethically, silence during serious misconduct can become complicity. So the question is, when does loyalty stop being a virtue and become a liability?